welcome in a new video about Stonksy. So we're going to look at how Stonksy reacts to the gold market. So we have tested a couple of different strategies, and as far as I know and what we have tested is that the best strategy is to put it on the 30 minutes if you're a day trader, and it works the same as I explained in the last video. So we're looking for a bullish momentum if we are above the zero line. So let me place the horizontal line on zero. So everything above the blue line is a bullish momentum. Everything below the zero line is bearish momentum. So how can you use to trade this now? Well, I've taken the gold ticker on the screen, and I also have Stonksy on the screen. It's just the regular setup that you get when you sign up for Stonksy. So how do we actually want to trade this? Because gold is a nice ticker to trade, of course, so that's number one. But with Stonksy, it's almost too easy. So let's try to figure out what Stonksy is saying compared to the gold chart. So as you can see here, at this point right here, I will take this point right here. You can see that the Stonksy is going from pink to dark green. So that means that we got some bullish momentum incoming. If you look at the exact point for that, then we got the crossover right here. So I will zoom in a little. Need to change it one bit to the right. Alright, so you can see that we have a nice bullish momentum. What you can do for that is, if you want to enter with confirmation about actually taking a long position, is you set an alarm for 30 minutes later and you check if the chart is still bullish, if Stonksy says it's still going up. So in that case, you place your entry on this point right here, like that. So you let it run, and then you can see that there is a lot of bullish momentum, because if you check where it actually returned to some bearish momentum, the crossover was here. So in that case, we're talking about a period of 10 hours that you could have taken a long position on gold. So it's also the same for short positions. If you combine it with support and resistance, then it works even better, of course. So we can take a look at the next example. So in that case, I'm going to move this line over here. You can see the crossover point on Stonksy right over here. So what you then want to do is set an alarm for 30 minutes later. You check, are we still in a bullish momentum? Yeah, we are. You can enter the trade. So it also counts for the same as you can see in this range right here. You can see a bit of a drop-off point, like this right here. So 0.5% to the downside. But as you can see, there's still some bullish momentum when the chart turns dark green again. So what you can actually do is, when you notice that, is set it on your chart, put an alarm for 30 minutes later, you make your entry, and then you ride the whole bullish momentum to the top side. So in that case, if you've entered on time, then you can ride it till this point right here. So that would give you 1.19% gain on gold. That's very good. You can even let it run longer because we keep an upwards momentum. But what is important to know now, of course, is that you can see here is that the price, or the direction of Stonksy is somewhat starting to slow down. So, and what does that mean? So like you can see over here, you can see that it's going to slow down a bit. So that means that we can indicate another direction, in this case for a short position. So what you can make the decision to go short on the top, but you don't actually have the confirmation that the trend will go down. So what you can do is, again, you wait for that crossover on the chart. You set your alarm for 30 minutes later. You see that there's still that the line is still red and gains even some. If you look here at the right, it's now at 0.09 in minus, so that means that you can take a short position. In that case, if you look at where the price started to turn pink again, so at this point right here, then you can short this entire range. So let's say you entered here, you close it here, then you go have a nice gold trade of 1.93% in a short position. So if you go a bit more to the left, you can also see that we gain some bullish momentum on the bottom, but we actually want to focus on what's happening at the crossover. So in that case, you repeat the process, you watch for the crossover, you set an alarm for 30 minutes later, you check if the momentum is still bullish, you enter a position and you close it when the color goes from dark green to light green. So, and that's basically how you keep repeating this process. If we look here, we can see that we have a crossover. So we're going to put our line on the moment that there is a crossover happening. Now, then 30 minutes later, you check your alarm and you make your entry. And then, of course, like you can see here on Stonksy, it falls down. And then here at the pink moment, at the pink level, you see some bullish momentum. So that is when you close the trade. So if you measure this, and let's say your entry was not that great, but you still went for the short position, and your exit also wasn't that great, it still would mean that you got a 0.55% short position. So if we look even further, this is basically also how you can test it for yourself, of course. So again, we put the line on the horizontal line is on the 0. You can see that we have a nice backtest possibility, but even if you don't know anything about backtesting levels, then you can still use Stonksy. So in this case, you set your alarm 30 minutes later, you take the entry, and then of course, again, like I said before, you can make the decision to close it when it turns from dark green to light green. You can also say let it run a little bit. You can also see that here are some dark green moments in the chart. So in this case, I would say let's close it when the momentum turns to the downside. So maybe over here or maybe over there. In this case, if we're going to take a look, then we're talking about another 1.14% in gain. Well, let's say your entry wasn't that great and you were a bit later with it and you only would have taken the dark green momentum, then still you would have been in profit of 0.39%. So if we look further, then also over here, you can see that we crossed again that 0 line to the minus side. So, oh, that's the wrong line. So you take your horizontal line, you place it on the crossover, and you're going to set your alarm for 30 minutes later. You can see it's red, but yeah, it's not that quite of a good run. So are we going to take the short? Are we not going to take the short position? Well, that's basically up to you. As long as you're going to look for shorts and the momentum is red, that means that we got a clear bearish signal. At the moment that it turns pink, that means that there is a reversal in the momentum. So you need to consider to or not to take the position or to close the position. So that's basically how you can trade Stonksy on gold. If you want to test it before using it, that's also fine. So, or at least before live trading it, then you can take the replay button, go a bit back in time, so like that. And then we just let it run, and we can see how the price develops versus the chart. So you can see this entire range is red. Now we cross the bullish momentum, and there it goes. So this gives a good indication of what to do. What you can also see is we have a background color over here. That means that the bot has taken a correct trade, but as you can see, the time of closing needs to be done a bit earlier. So if you're going to trade purely on the background, I suggest to actually watch what is happening when the price or the momentum turns a bit to the downside. Otherwise your profits may get eaten. It also counts the same for the short positions. As soon as it crosses, you need to get out of that trade. So, and this is how you can test Stonksy. You can also try it with some long and short planners, of course. But yeah, that is basically it. It is very easy to use. I've seen many novice traders making good trades with it. So I would say try it out, test it for yourself, and yeah, start using it because it works very, very, very good. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and see you all in the next video. Have a good one. Bye bye.